Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bobos Reviews. This is going to be the first of many, I hope. This review was done, we'll just get right to it. This review was done at the McDonald's on Zumbehl Road in St. Charles, Missouri, the week of ending March 19th of this year. This one I just happened to be going by on some personal business, just decided to stop in. They definitely need to do some perimeter upkeep on the place. A lot of debris blown around the edges by the garbage area. Not terrible. The dumpster itself seemed rather well maintained behind the barricade. Not an issue there. It is a newer remodel location. I remember being back in there when it first opened up after the remodel. Well, it was opened up during it, but when it was finally done. There was quite a few rocks and things around in the parking lot there. Not a very good, kind of a bit of a hazard. They were coming off of the landscaping. I've been by there more than once over the months, and seems like no one's done anything to clean it up. It's the same kind of mess. And when you walk up towards the side entrance in the drive-up area, there was an issue with the concrete walkway. I noticed that the newer concrete definitely needs a good scrubbing with one of those little machines that you hire after hours, usually to scrub it down. It's really bad. It's bad all the way from the door to where the employees will walk along the edge to give the items to the customers. It's like grungy, dark black filth built up on the concrete there. It doesn't look like anybody's made any attempt to clean it. And I noticed soon after the remodel that the side door there by the drive up, the handle's loose on the door. In fact, it's been that same way over several months now because I have occasion to come by there once in a while. The foyer area itself was fine. It wasn't particularly cool or dry that day. Usually it's nice and warm in there when it's cold, so that's a good thing. But it was just kind of nothing to speak of either way. Went in and ordered my food. There was no real person working behind the counter. And what was behind the counter was in complete chaos. The person that took my order just stepped up to me and looked as if she was just going out or coming in because she had a heavy type coat on, no badge visible, so you wouldn't know her name or, I would assume that she worked there since she was back there. She started to take my order and then handed it over to another person, which I thought was kind of odd. That would have not been so bad, but it was just the chaos behind the corner. There was a lot of people in there sitting on the floor on pads and stuff, doing equipment cleaning of all things, and they looked like employees. Now, the lady that took my order, she had to work her way through these people walking around cleaning in various places. Kind of strange. Let's see. I guess all this cleaning stuff should have been done after hours. I would have done it after hours. I got the impression that this much activity during the day at this location seems to be tells me that maybe someone knows there's an inspection coming. It's just odd to see. I've been in this place before on several occasions, and it's usually kind of a mess. So this is just kind of odd to me. They should be focusing on the customers during normal hours than doing a major cleanup, interfering with the customers' orders. Let's see, I went and sat down. Both seating sides of the place seemed to be just actually cleaned off by someone that was very busy doing their job, which is a little unusual because I've been in there before, and I don't ever see that I remember anybody really cleaning off anything. Usually you have to ask someone or clean it off yourself, and that really kind of grinds on me to have to ask someone to clean it, let alone cleaning it off myself. It should be clean to start with. They had the side that I sat down on was the TV area, well, one of two TVs. I sat on the end furthest towards the end farthest away from the play area. The TV was on very, very, very low. You could barely hear it, which is fine. I don't mind that. But what I thought was lacking was there's usually overhead music going, and there was no overhead music going this time that I could hear. Let's say went up to my counter after ordering. I ordered in earlier and went up to get my food, and went to get the condiments and stuff like that. Salt, pepper, things like that, and I went to get my drink. And the one thing I noticed about the drink fountain area, which like I said, I've been in there a few times in the past, since the remodel. The counter area by the fountain drinks was actually clean this time, which was a little unusual, being that, well, I guess looks like they had some person there cleaning, which was the unusual part of it too. The one thing that wasn't clean there that I noticed, and it's always been a bit of a pet peeve with me, was the ketchup dispenser. It's kind of gunked on the end. You know how it's like. It's just the one thing they seem to always forget to do. I got my 2 food items back to my table. Ordered some hot cakes and one of those little egg sandwiches with the meat and stuff on it and cheese. Hot cakes were fine, no problem. They were not cold. They were definitely a good temperature. The sandwich tasted fine, but it wasn't prepared very well at all. It was just kind of slopped together. I guess you could say that the top and bottom buns actually aligned together. They were even. The rest of it in between was just all askew. Cheese was hanging off the edge, probably a quarter of the cheese itself. The meat item went one way. The egg item went the other way. It was just really slopped together. It wasn't done very, very neatly. I went up and finished that and got my dessert, little ice cream cone, no problem there. It's not for a little over $1, it's not the biggest, for around $1, $1.19 like that. It's not the best value for a small cone, but it's convenient. Finished that up, put my trays up and all that stuff, went to wash up, and the bathroom was a total mess. It was just, the toilet area was just toilet paper hanging down off the roll. At least there was toilet paper on it. That's a plus. Whoever used it last didn't bother to not let it dangle on the floor. Toilet needed flush. The toilet was filthy on the sides. The floor was dirty. The sink area, going back that way, just water everywhere. Grungy dirt. The mirror was the same way. Water, grungy around the edges. Soap dispenser, dirty. Really needed a good cleaning. The floor itself in there, everywhere, just needed a cleaning. It wasn't a lot of debris per se, but it just really kind of needed a cleaning. So this wasn't exactly a good experience. It seems like this place was a little bit more on the ball right around when they first opened, got done with the remodel. You saw the owners around more, a lot of more interaction with them. You don't really see them around much now, and I guess they just thought it's on autopilot and they don't have to clean the place. And when you try and get a manager to do something about, dirty tables, you come in there or something, or, no toilet paper or something like that, it's kind of hard just to even get a hold of a manager because they're usually just working just like the other people, preparing food or working the counter. And I understand, they have to know how to do all this stuff, but they also need to manage. And managing entails having people doing this stuff without you having to ask to do it. And if they have someone new, they might have to watch them just a little bit, then they should be able to go do this stuff themselves. But I didn't see anybody there. This was not a well-oiled machine. I've been in other Mickey D's before, and I've even went up to the managers and said, this is running real. I've actually said it's a well-oiled machine here. You got a great crew. This isn't it. There was way too many people down there doing cleaning they shouldn't be doing then during normal hours. They should have been doing it after hours. So that pretty much ends my review for that one. I hope you enjoyed it. It's not always so much it's not just reviewing the food. It's also reviewing the location itself, the physical aspects of it. It's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. It's not real welcoming coming in. You can tell people aren't doing their job keeping the place clean. The food was okay for the most part. A little issues with presentation, but it's just the places just kind of tend to get to be a mess. So that's it. I appreciate you listening. Thanks.